Hi again. I'm going to be doing a little editing with Poisson blending and make some corrections to this AI generated imagery here. And we all know that AI has changed everything at this point, but as we also know, AI is not perfect and it always adds some extra legs or fingers or something in there. And sometimes we just got to go in there and fix those things if we want to salvage this image. And this is a beautiful image, but there are some problems. AI does not really know what a deer looks like, other than it can run out on the in its that database of however these things are trained and figure out kind of what a deer looks like, but it doesn't know the difference between a fawn and a doe and a buck and a deer and all this stuff. But um, we we know this at least. They have four legs, and you can see there's an extra leg here, and we really want to get rid of that. Uh, and we're just going to use Poisson blending, which we can use for removing features and stuff. In this case, we have to be a little bit careful because this is up against another feature which we want to keep intact, and we want to make sure that the colors from this leg doesn't bleed off into the background that we want to replace. So we're going to do a little preparation first. I'm going to use blending tool. I'm going to start with an airbrush, and I'm going to set this to clone mode. And the gag with clone mode is you hold down the Alt key and you click where you want to clone from. So I just think I'll clone from over here somewhere. And you see this little uh, crosshair, and I'm going to drag over here to where I want the destination to be, and that will now become the new destination. And I want to first make the size a little bit smaller. And before I do much more, you can see I'm cloning over here, but I don't want to get too crazy with that. I might create a mask for this so I don't inadvertently go into that too much. Maybe blur it just slightly. Let's see, selection blur, Gaussian blur, just by 2. It should be enough. I'm going to go back to that tool and just erase that one little spot there. Good, that's enough to work with right there. Make that a little more dissolved out so it's not too intense, but you still get the idea. All right, I'll deselect that because we don't need that selection anymore. And we now have that leg isolated from this other leg. So now we can just use the Poisson blending, and I'm going to use the lasso tool, select this entire leg. I might do that again, just a little bit more. And what we want to do is find something that has a similar texture. Doesn't have to be the same colors, but it has to have a similar texture to what we're replacing. Basically, a similar high frequency details, where the low frequency details will be extrapolated for us. But I'm just going to go to that image, fill and feature replacement, Poisson feature replacement, and we will search for a suitable texture, something like that maybe. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to probably do this in several steps, but I will start with getting the detail on that rug done first. So okay, there you can see it blends the colors in for us nicely. Now I'm going to use the lasso tool again, and there's like a subtract mode, or you can do it with the right mouse button or the let's see, left mouse button when you do this. But I want to remove the part that we want to keep for now. I'm going to take this out and just work on this section right here now. So I'll go back to Poisson blending and do that again. And I want to get this part here blended a little bit better, so I'll just use this nearby texture. It'll be fine. Hit OK, and there we have it. That's that. Let me clear that. I just call that perfectly fine. And I just want to remove the shadow now down here because there's not a leg there anymore. We don't want it casting a shadow, so I'll do the same thing. Poisson blending and try to find a similar. Whoops. I think uh, I had that subtraction mode. So don't let that catch you. You might want to just go back to the normal way it operates, the default mode of operations. I will select that shadow or that yeah, right there, that area of shadow right there, and we'll. Yep, it's easy to forget things, settings you've changed, and I will just go ahead and try to fix this here, and there we go. We can pick up just a slight little bit of bleed from that leg there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think anyone's going to notice that. Yeah, I can't even see the difference there. But you can see we've completely. I mean, there's a little detail there we might want to touch up later. Maybe do the same thing again here. Let's see. Try to get that a little more precise. There. Well, almost. Try that again. Well, close enough. Uh, I will call that done. Let me zoom out. As you can see, if you didn't know that had been if you didn't know that had been touched up, you never even notice it. So that is some feature removal with a little bit more of a complex interaction with some other edges and things. Uh, Not just taking away a like a rock or a piece of paper or something on the ground. This is doing something a little bit more complex where there's interaction with other parts that you need to mask off and that sort of thing. So I thought that would be an interesting project. Maybe we'll work on some of these other things like removing these spots and things later. But for now, that's about all I had to say. Thanks for watching and talk to you later.